tomorrow. What up, suckers?
What up?
Not much. I see somebody online here. No, not you. That I went to high school with, I think. I think it's my buddy James. I'm going to ask him if he wants to join us. Nice profile, see.
Fucking kidding me.
Let me turn this down. There we go.
Ours.
Let's go in down, not in this town, 'cause they're static ground, they all static human in control. That's what we're in now, so down we go. This is the steps.
What mode is this, Chris?
Classic.
You want to keep doing classic, or do you want to go back into doing a regular quick play so we can keep practicing the meta?
We're also talking about maybe getting into Genesis.
I know Genesis too, but me and Chris played some comp earlier, and I'm trying to play comp more. And so I've been practicing a lot of like real quick play, mostly by myself though. But I've been practicing that because the 222 is the relevant makeup, and a lot of times, like I say, a lot of times in this shit, like even right now, you motherfuckers, you motherfuckers running 3 DPSs. Last night we were hitting points where we were running fucking 4 tanks and 2 healers, and like wondering why we're losing because there's no fucking stopping power.
not gonna lie, they had us at it first.
No, they didn't. Got beat. And they fucking flexed that first when I came out right now too.
Oh yeah, dude, I threw my fucking dynamite there in the doorway before anybody came out. And I timed it perfectly. She came out, it exploded on her. And that shit drained out her health and just took her out.
I think it inflicted.
First mistake
My fingers
was trying to go
I
in
wanted
with
to
that.
be right here and leave it there. And then it just flipped.
Yeah, her first mistake was turning the system on.
Scroll or not scroll or put something. It frees the volume with it.
No?
No, yeah.
Ya comenzó.
It's too late, Pat.
Toma agua.
Good trash.
Toma agua.
You know what it is? I'm not a proper trash talk connoisseur, so like,
I'm a ruthless trash talker, which is why I don't trash talk with you guys. Because you guys are my homies. No, you guys are my homies, but like I'm like an onslaught of trash talker. That's why I hate the corny joke, because I could be like and fart like a response. That's how I feel like it is. I'm like, you said, That's why I don't like Monty Python either. I don't dig Monty Python humor. It's like, yeah, you repeated what the other person said out of context. It's like you repeated what the other person said out of context and answered the wrong part to show that you're autistic, not that you're funny. Like, you know, like I can't hang with that. But that's also why I tell you, when I bitch about Deadpool, I say old Deadpool was funny. I thought he was funny when he was sicker and like cutting people's body parts off and shooting people in the face and laughing at it. Not being fucking Jerry Lee Lewis. Sarah laughs because he did not become Jerry Lee Lewis, or half the Deadpool people don't realize that they're corny-ass Jerry Lee Lewis people. Yeah, I liked it when he was a sociopath.
Still is.
They've given him too many redeeming qualities. That's kind of like why I like Sabretooth, but even Sabretooth, even they redeemed Sabretooth over the years. Anybody likable, they'll redeem him to some extent. I died, but I killed some people, I did some damage. And I think what hurts me humor-wise, Chris will feel this. You worked at speech and language. I worked at speech and language for 13 years. You have no idea how many jokes or verbatim things that I hear these special needs guys repeat, and they're doing their best, that I hear normal people like at Brooker's Hobbies say, and they think they're fucking hilarious. And I don't know what to say because I'm like, hey man, I just sat through 7 hours of autistic people, dude. Like, nothing against them. I love them, and I work with them, and I take care of them. But I'm not being a stick in the mud. I'm just telling you, I work. Your jokes are on the level of Asperger's. I got 2 guys on payload, on the point. I think it's clear.
No, there's more, is there?
We'll kill more. Now we gotta know how to do it. We kill more.
Yeah. I need heals bad.
I don't know, I'm jacking the briefcase unless you're nearby me. You're not nearby me, so I'm jacking the briefcase. I got shot. I'm alive. I'm gonna go flank the back.
Baja las tomadas y baja los cuerpos. Oh, you saved me on that.
We'll find some life, guys.
sabes que no es jugar deportivo. Así los vas a quebrar, los quebras un poco más, ya te dije. ¿Qué dije?
I got killed just because I got angry that my fucking ultimate didn't kill him already.
Trying, bro. I'm getting beat up over here by Lucio.
Fuck.
I'm more evil though. One of the reasons I love Mr. Sinister and he's my favorite villain is I think he's hilarious. I think Mr. Sinister is hilarious.
No way.
Just for everything. For fucking the effects of the legacy virus, for the way he plays with the Summers family and the Greys, to how he manipulated Chuck being his pediatrician. Like, to me, like, Sinister's pretty fucking... He's not just my favorite villain, but he's fucking... It's funny as shit, because it's so metagamey, it's so trolly how he went about fucking with everybody. From Xavier to Sebastian Shaw to the Juggernaut, like all his kids. He was a pediatrician to a bunch of people because he was super powerful. Yeah, you remember that in X-Men Legacy? But I liked him before that. I just always liked him. I always loved Sinister. I haven't bought anything off Troll and Toad or eBay in a long time, and I will pay the cherry pick price of the X-Men animated series for that Mr. Sinister that makes the pods. He can't be more than $20. He's definitely not meta.
Well, are any of the Sinisters meta? Ever?
No, they're not, because he's too weird a character. He can't be a character who does like multi things in a comic, but doesn't really win and isn't really good at them. In clicks, never translates well. That's why I say who never wins, because Superman does everything. Superman does everything and wins in the comics, and he does everything in hero clicks, and there's enough Supermans that win. But Mr. Sinister does a little bit of everything, and his figures never win. Exodus does a little bit of everything, and his figures are just enough to never be meta. And they're always strong. Sinister's pieces are strong, but they depend on certain shit. Exodus depends on certain shit. Whereas Superman pieces just come out strong. Hulk comes out strong. You know, not all of them, but there's certain ones that do everything that you're like, this Hulk has super strength, he negates damage, he heals himself, he has damage depletion, he can clear his own token on certain effects. This Hulk does it all. That's what made Joe a bad player, was that Joe got too dependent on those. That's why I always tell people, teach noobs on commons and uncommons. Don't teach them on pieces that consistently break the rules. Because you start them on a super rare that's strong, and that super rare you started them on is their expectations of a standard piece. Because they're too ignorant, because they're new to the game, to know why that piece is so powerful, why they're winning, and they get to the question of, well, why doesn't everybody just play this piece? Well, if they want to win, just play this.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of newer pieces that you can run as powerhouses. Like in the last Superman set.
I still say commons and uncommons, because super rare commons and uncommons don't carry traits.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like from the last Superman set.
Yeah.
I have a bunch of Supermans. They're like 75 points. And they had like a good amount of life, 5 damage, 18 defense. You know. Yeah,
it's been that way. It's been that way ever since about the set right before UXM, when the dials reset. And that's what I was trying, and all the Ninja Turtle sets that are included as a part of this revamp set. That's why I was trying to tell people the game got better. Anybody I know who says they wrecked it or made it worse was actually a terrible player before then. That I go, I don't know how you think it made it worse, because you were already bad. And I played the game forever, and I'm telling you, it's actually at the most balanced state that it's going to be at for a while. And it's like, and the game's going to be completely imbalanced, because all games are imbalanced. Like, it's just the nature of it. Like, there's going to always be imbalances.
Yeah.
Even if the imbalance is something simplistic, like in a fight game, where this guy's got good normals, but the special they need to combo into this other combo, it happens to have a hard input. If that input is hard and the execution on that's hard, that's breaking. That takes that character from being a high tier character to being a mid tier character, because it's going to take a high tier to make sure they activate that difficult execution input. And that's the same thing with certain clicks. Like I want to see the other players get good because I like to play, and I want to beat people worth beating. I don't want to just be like, yeah, I know more than you, I played the game longer, I beat you. Like, I get it. Like when I saw my hero and Bakugo beat Tokorogi and he was mad right away before they even went in the part why he was mad. I knew why he was mad. I was like, I told everybody he was mad because he fucking held back. And then when he threw his fit and he's like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, dude, because he wants to beat him at his best because he wants to earn that win. Like I completely understand that mentality. I say that about clicks to Octavio. Not so much you guys, but me and Octavio, because we've been friends forever. When I've talked about meta strategies and things we can do, I've said to him in these words, I don't want to win that way. I know I could win like that. I don't want to win that way.
Fall back down a little so I can hear you. Peek a little more, peek a little more.
I'm good, dude.
I'm gonna go be risky and run around the back.
Just picking them as they walk through.
Swing up, swing at him.
Yeah, well, I was waiting for Barry.
I see you. I'm trying to help you. Got him. Yeah, just keep feeding me, Ryan. Fucking Farah's a Kardashian, man. You can't fuck with her.
Hey, cógelo, cógelo. Eso no se hace, ya sabes, ¿verdad? ¿Verdad?
Behind you, Pat, behind you, Pat.
Bien.
Farah, oh, Farah is almost, she is almost the cutest Egyptian bitch in all the video games.
And the first one being?
Manat.
Okay.
Manat is super cute, but she's designed to be super cute. Like all her animations and things, that she's not a fighter, she's a fortune teller, she's a caster. So she's, which is why I play her. I play, when I first started learning Manat, the reason I play Manat is she's completely counterintuitive to my play style. So she's a tool to force me to be patient, to force me to block. Because Manat, if you button mash with Manat, you absolutely cannot do nothing. You can't do nothing. They'll just light you up. Your startup times are too slow, your moves are too, a bunch of different things. And the thing is that she's not low tier either. Manat, people have won tournaments with Manat, and Manat's arguably a high mid tier, but what keeps her from being top tier is a lot of memorization. At the same time, Infiltration won Evo with her when she was in her weaker form. But yeah, but that's why I learned Manat, was I learned Manat as a tool. So I did that.
Right back then.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna throw Dabber on it. Yeah, I'm gonna throw Dabber on it.
Come see me again. I said, good morning, heartache. You're like an old friend. Come and see me again. I said, Jimmy said, I got stories that never end. I got stories that you never believe, and I know it. I wear it on my sleeve.
this week anyways. There was a lot of that gram, which is my second last gram. I got the bag. I'll find it in a few days.
Come on in, honey. You're like an old friend. Come and see me again, I said. You can take my time, but you can't take my heart. It's in the city behind. Come on in, honey. You're like an old friend. Come see me again.
Hitting this down like a wild.
What do you say?
Yeah,
well, I guess I'll join you then, sir. You know what? No good steps. All the other kids with the pumped up kicks better run. Outrun my gun. All the other kids. Is it about a school shooter?
Yeah.
Oh my god, what
He
doing?
was saying that hipsters should dance to anything along that sick beat.
You can sit there with me, Spongy, Starter Smasher. What mode are we going to play then, guys? We going to do some comp? We going to stick with this? We going to go to Genesis?
We'll definitely do Genesis later. I want to get at least a couple more rounds into this.
I'm down with
Do you
this.
guys want to do comp or do you want like regular quick play?
I'm down for regular quick play. I'm down for comp. Just cause I want to do regular quick play because I want to practice. I don't care about comp, but I do want to practice in the meta because fuck, I'm home till August. It's time to. I saw a meme and it hit close to home. You know that meme with that dude? He's sitting with his kids. It's like 60s, and they're like, "Dad, what did you do during the quarantine?" And then he's like, "I did blank," and the little kid's like, "Fucking legend." Where there's a meme Sarah showed me. It's that same meme. And the kid's like, "What'd you do during the quarantine?" And the dad's like, I played PlayStation 4 the whole time. He's like, and didn't get a single platinum trophy. And then the son's like, the little son's all fucking loser. And I told Sarah, I'm like, I'm gonna have that conversation with Azrael one day, I think.
Daddy, what'd you do during the COVID quarantine? No, son. I drank beers, I played video games, and I leveled up.
Let me see what I got. I New York. I want to throw. I want to shoot rockets at people.
There was a Tinker role-playing game.
I have it.
Oh, wow.
Joe gave it to me. Joe picked it up at the swap meet as a gift, but the system sucks. But I have it. And it's like licensed. Like it has like Lori Petty pictures and the stuff from the movie. But yeah. Joe gave me that a few years ago. Like 5 or 6 years ago. I've been gaming with you motherfuckers a long time, dude. Some of you guys. Me and Octavio, we went to high school together, but we weren't friends in high school. He was my sister's friend, but not really mine. But we worked together at Adventure City when I was 20. That's fucking 17 years ago. And you've been coming around, Pat, at least 6 years. Because I've lived in this house 5 years, and I lived in the Lamson house for 2.5 years. But I started playing Clicks before that. And so you and me have known each other about 8 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's coming up on like 9 years for me too.
No, it's more than that, because you would help me sometimes get Sarah home, and Sarah was living at the other house too when Sarah moved in with me, so it's been about 9 years. Like, I've known you probably about as long as I've known Patrick. You guys are comparable, actually.
But I think I started working there at SLDC when like Serena was like 1.5, 2.
Yeah.
She's about to be 12. Oh yeah, that's like 10 years.
Yeah, it's been that way. Because I've been there 13. Let's see, I'm gonna pick my character and then I'm gonna go dab. Yeah, no, man, I'm old as shit, and I lived hard, dude. I've been in my band for 20 years this year. I started Not a Chance when I was 17. I started Not a Chance when I was 17. That's one of the reasons I never feel the need to prove myself punk rock or want to be punk rock. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking 37. I've been doing this shit. I've been in my band for 20 years, but I've been a punk rocker since I'm about 13, 14 years old.
Time you started your band.
What?
I was 9 years old when you
Yeah.
started your band.
Yeah. And so for me, I'm just like, I don't gotta prove shit, dude. I've been around. That's why I laugh at the whole punch a Nazi craze, and I'm not saying be hipster. I beat up Nazis, talked to fucking Vince. Vince was there in the parking lot and other people, dude. I fucking had a blast. Like when I told you about punk rock being violent, why I got into it was that I knew you could beat the shit out of Nazis and no one would think twice. So I would just go looking for fights with those guys. Orange County, look at how Orange County's acting during the protests. Orange County's always been full of fucking those type of fuckers. That was one of the reasons I got Rude Boy tattooed on my back, was I went to punk shows and everybody had fucking Nazi tattoos or some form of white pride, so I got a fucking anti-Nazi tattoo. Good things, good things.
Dude, that fucking Mercy hasn't paid me any fucking attention, dude. I'm not getting any heal.
Yeah.
I'm too far away
I
from
don't know,
you.
I'm falling back.
No, you're fine. You're where you're supposed to be. I'm not talking about you.
She's like me though.
Okay, I know that, but
Widow on it.
I'm gonna die, but I pushed someone down there for you guys to eat.
No one can hide.
Said that's alright.
Let's see what I can do.
stop.
I'm not gonna do anything.
Bomb.
I know, I was trying to stay back and let alt gen. Touch it, Pat, thank you. I got your back, just do what you do.
I got no shield.
That's cool, I died, but I shot enough people there and you guys got it, you got it.
summer recoil.
Hold back that.
Left side, sorry.
I wanted that widow. She was so low. Fuck! I was screaming for mercy. Kill her. Thank you, whoever killed her. I'm pretty sure it was our diva killed Mercy.
Yeah, I got it.
Thank you.
All the way back in the food stamp line. Straight out of motherfucking low cash.
Yeah, Patrick. How can you never fucking seen CB4 and you listen to Leftover Crack and that's what low cash is straight from? Straight out of low cash. Motherfucker named Gusto. That's exactly what that's from.
Watch out for that widow.
One of the greatest Chris Rock movies of all time. It's an obscure movie. I'm giving you shit, but it's an obscure movie. But that's exactly what that's from. And by an obscure movie, it's an obscure Chris Rock movie when Chris Rock was young. And the villain in it is Charlie Murphy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. No, dude. Okay, so check it out. Have you ever seen This Is Spinal Tap? Or you seen like A Mighty Wind or any of those like mockumentary movies?
Yeah.
The first part of this movie is a mockumentary. The first part of this movie has that mockumentary tone. Then the second half goes into a story. But it's literally, like I said, it's literally spoofing a bunch of fucking hip-hop culture and a bunch of things. That's what I was sitting there doing. I'm like, I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. Because the one fool leaves CB4 and he totally makes fun of what MC Ren went on to do from NWA. And MC Ren was the one who sung songs like, if it ain't black, it ain't me. Yeah, and so like there's a bunch of funny shit in that movie, dude. It's all about Charlie Murphy when he thinks he's gonna get fucked. So he strips down to his fucking leopard thong, he's all flexing, he's all on the fucking exercise bike. First they show him stretching, and then he's fucking sweating on the exercise bike, waiting for the chick to come over, and he's all drooling, he's like, I'm gonna get some pussy. I'm gonna get some pussy. You're like, yeah, he's my spirit animal in that moment. It's a funny as shit movie, dude. It's got Homeboy from the TV show Get a Life. I can't think of what his famous name is. You ever see the movies? You've seen Scary Movie 2, right?
Yeah.
The comedian who plays the weird butler. I can't think of his name, but he's a dude giving the interview in this movie. That guy's actually really hilarious.
Okay.
He had a really weird show, like a really weird sitcom called Get a Life. And it was weird in that it was weird in like The Married with Children. It was like Almost Always Sunny for its time, kind of weird. And it only had a few seasons.
Look at all that healing.
Get all those.
Look at all those chickens.
Yeah, dude.
Street punk as fuck.
Yes.
I was looking at where I grabbed that picture from. Dude, look at this one, trips me out. I'm 19 years old. There's not a chance practice when I'm 19, but my fucking arms are all naked and fucking shit. Like I have no tattoos.
Yeah. You know what? I'm fucking out of it right now. Like I didn't fall asleep until today. So like I cycled the day.
You gotta stop watching the hub so man. You're gonna blister your shit.
But they said I could fly to the.
It was like that South Park when he's all Harry. He's all, you can only rub the stone twice a day, sometimes 3 times. Otherwise it gets chafed.
Sweet summer child.
And it was Morgan Freeman doing that voice. Morgan Freeman's like, I love Morgan Freeman. I absolutely love Morgan Freeman. People are like, not Morgan Freeman, I'm sorry. I said Morgan Freeman. I was making fun of Morgan Freeman. It was Tracy Morgan doing that voice. I was gonna say, people always say, can Morgan Freeman do this voice? Fuck Morgan Freeman. Replace him with Tracy Morgan. Tracy Morgan says shit way better. I love Tracy Morgan. I just don't like white comedians. There's like a handful. Like there's a handful.
You know who I like?
What?
So you don't like white comedians?
Yeah, I don't. They're all corny. They're always corny. Like I feel like they laugh and they expect me to laugh, and I look at them and I'm like, fuck you. Like I don't know. Black comedians and a portion of Latino comedians, they crack me up. Like the only few white comedians I can think of I like are fucking crazy. Like I like Bobcat. Bobcat's crazy as shit though. I used to like George Carlin until fucking hipsters fucking replaced studying sociology with quoting George Carlin.
What do you think about Bill Burr?
Whatever. I don't care for him. I seen him when he did that episode. I seen him on Joe Rogan, and I seen him in The Mandalorian. All this other stuff. Hey, whatever.
Oh yeah, here is The Mandalorian.
Yeah. He's in a good episode. He's good in it. He's really good in it. You actually forget he's a comedian in it. Like he plays really well.
Yeah, I stopped watching it after a few episodes.
I'll say this: white comedians. When I do like white comedians, I guess I don't like them doing stand-up. I think white people do sketch comedy. I think they do sketch comedy better than they do stand-up. I guess if that makes sense, because I can't think of like white comedic people and non-black people, but it's never sketch comedy. I mean, not sketch comedy. It's never a stand-up comedy. It's sketch comedy usually. I think part of it too is other cultures, generally speaking, are just more abrasive and violent, and that speaks to me. That speaks to me. Someone like when Dave Chappelle goes, he goes, white people, he goes, they don't talk about politics. He goes, black people, he goes, we'll talk about politics. We straight up talk about beating up politicians. He's like, I'll kick George Bush's ass if he cuts my Medicaid. And that makes fucking more sense to fucking me than some of the shit some of these other comedians, just this cornbread shit they pop off. But again, I'm violent and angry. Like I don't think I'm better. I know where I'm coming from, and I'm coming from a place of violence. Why do you think all my clicks teams are, like, generally speaking, like some of the most violent characters? Like, straight up. Not because they're strong, but because my characters. What's up?
You said, I thought you were going to say black characters.
Yeah, why do you think all my clicks are black characters?
No. Hold on, I'm trying to stop this, I think we're good. We're good, guys. We're good. I got that.
Oh, I saw that pass.
Yeah. Oh, far. That's that fucking.
Yo,
Echo McNasty. Shit in my mouth. Fart on my face. Sarah's never awake, and she woke up for that. She's all, Jesus Christ. Thank you. Wow.
Alright, awesome. What's the exhaust?
Yeah.
Android stream of electrical parts.
Get out of here, soldier, with that shit, you fucking Mahdi. They got it in, because I had to fly, because whoever's behind me shooting me, which was Echo. I made sure to fucking blow that mech up before I went down. But you know, Patrick, in scenester terms, here's the best way I can explain humor. I don't fucking laugh at the Aquabats because I fucking think Guttermouth is hilarious.
Guttermouth is more fun.
Guttermouth is hilarious. They're fucked up, but Guttermouth has some borderline like racist shit out of pure ignorance, and not because they're an ideological punk band, because they are so not. Just because Mark's a fucking dickhead from Huntington Beach. What?
You ever listen to the Meatmen or Take Little Portion?
I was music. I was playing about Wait, what's that?
Do you ever listen to the Meatmen or like Take Little Portion?
Yeah, I know Meatmen. We are the Meatmen. Fuck you.
Yeah. I have a live album from them that I got at one of those record stores.
My old roommate. In fact, you know the owner of Radiation Records, Nat, right?
I've seen him like in there. I don't.
Okay, so you know he was in a band called The Aborted, right?
I did not know that. No.
Okay, well he was in a band called The Aborted that was kind of local fame. Just say, the singer in Nat's band, that's my old roommate. The woman who watches my boy, who babysits him, she's married to the singer of The Aborted, like one of Nat's like best friends. Kevin from The Aborted, but no, I just popped in my head because I was thinking of all the scene stuff, and I was like, and that popped in my head because I was like, hey, wait a minute, like you've been going to all these record stores and you've been going to Radiation Records. Have you met Anthony Robles, who works at Radiation Records?
Which one is he? Is he the one with the glasses and black hair? Or
No, heavy guy, like kind of. I don't know if his hair is long right now or not, but it's kind of curly. He's got kind of jacked up teeth.
Yeah, I think when I was looking for God Bless Satan,
me and Anthony have known each other since we were 12 years old. In junior high, we had. In junior high, I got Anthony into punk rock. In junior, and I'm not just saying that. Like I got him into a lot of shit. You go tell him, hey, Jason said that he got you. He'd be like, yeah. I got Anthony was in 4 out of 7 of my classes in junior high. We were in a marching band together, and we went to high school 4 years. And even my old house. But yeah, no, Anthony and me, we go way back. We don't talk a lot. We're not close friends, but we're friends. Like if Anthony said, hey, Jay, I need a favor, I do it. And I know if I actually hit him up and said, I need a favor, he'd do it. But it's one of those things like old. When I tell you, I'm like, no, dude, I know so many people in the scene. There's so much this and that. Yeah. That guy grew up on that shit. That's why I'm always like, when it's said that, I'm punk. Like, I love being a nerd, but the fucking punk rock scene's full of nerds too. And punk's more my home than the other shit. I love the other shit though. I just don't love it. It's just I'm a punk rocker. I don't know. I'm pretty known in the fight community too, though, in like grappling, not fight, but in grappling. A lot of people know me there too.
I think part of the reason why I got, over the past several years, got so like expansive with music and wanting to collect vinyl and stuff is because I have a large background of being like a nerd. Like I immerse myself in like either artsy or either artsy dynamics or mechanics.
It's part of the phase.
I just want to keep exploring it. Yeah.
No, but what I mean by it's part of the phase too is that me as a nerd, the things you're doing, I did that when I was 16, 17 years old. Like, so now I'm somewhere else. The music has become something else. And I turn the music
before you knew me, I wasn't into music at all. Like I didn't, I couldn't really give a shit.
Yeah.
So I'm late on a lot of stuff. I'm happy to introduce
that's a big thing. Is that the music is something else. Like you wanna see how music influences me. Go watch me fight somebody good, and I'll tell you that this move came from this song because of this. When I heard that, when I was feeling this, like there's a bunch of things. That's why I'll bring up My Hero. The musician chick is cool, but as a musician, I relate more to the moth chick who dances. because when I sing or when I fight, it's more that osmosis of what she describes in dance and how she just kind of drifts into it and you just kind of do that. That's what happens when I wrestle or when I fight good people. I don't think like, block this, stand that, do this. I just go to this little weird place in my head, kind of a song or a music starts, and I go into a series of motions that are connected to other motions. Even as they attack me, my counter attacks are based on defending and hoping that planning for them to attack the defense in a particular way so I can dance up that. Like, so music-wise, like I said, because those are both musical characters, I relate to that moth chick way more in terms of music than the other chick, because the moth chick lives in music. The other girl plays the music, but the moth chick lives in music because dance, like as much as like I said, as I love music, dance is the music alive. Like that, you know. And I'm a terrible dancer, but I respect it. Like I respect it. Like I always tell people, I turn a fucking ballet dancer I could turn a ballet dancer into a fighter quicker than I could fucking turn a fucking weightlifter, because the fight is the dance. Kind of thing. Well, grab another beer.
You guys want to make this the last one and jump over
yeah.
just afterwards? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
That's why Pat, in my opinion, music-wise, fucking one of the most punk rock X-Men characters, even though she's not drawn like a punk rocker, is fucking Boomer. I fucking love Tabitha Smith, and that's why whenever they've dropped a new Tabitha piece in HeroClix, I've always read her for a few weeks. Even though the last time they dropped a good one, she got nerfed by the fucking ruler rata like a few weeks later. Like, I love Tabitha. I love her in X-Men Evolution. I love it. Boom Boom.
No, which one? The one from
Deadpool and X-Force, she got nerfed because she had a trait or a move. She had a move that increased her attack when she used Energy Explosion, which gave her penetrating, but the way it's worded is that she can't use both penetrating for the increased damage and Energy Explosion together, where prior she could. And so she was hurt. She was hurt by that, kind of the same way the Havoc Ellie was hurt. Was the Havoc Ellie came out and he worked right for like a week. And then soon it was his Energy Explosion and Penetrating Blast couldn't be stacked, and he just wasn't that good no more. But I love Tabitha. I love that in Dawn of X, they brought her back as a drunk. Like in the current series, she's a fucking alcoholic. And she's not like a sad Tony Stark alcoholic. Like, she's an idiotic, like, comedic, like, alcoholic thus far.
Dude, I fell in love with her after X-Men Evolution.
Yeah, like I said, I liked her as a kid, but then I liked her, like I said, like, just there's a lot of things. There were a lot of things I built, and Tabitha's somebody I really enjoy. Marrow's up there too. To me, Marrow's punk rock, especially after her last incarnation. She already was before that, but Marrow's a character that you're like, who's punk rock? I'm like, Marrow. Oh god, I love fucking Marrow.
I never read it in Marrow.
Because you didn't see her in the 90s as Logan's student. Marrow was the anti-Kitty. And she got to make Wolverine be the most fucked up, stupid teacher he could be. Because Wolverine would say things and Marrow would say smart-ass things, and Wolverine would fucking hit her, dude. He'd fucking elbow her in the head and fucking slap her around. And she'd just be like, whatever. Marrow was cool. She was this kid, fucking, supposed to be like this 17-year-old girl, fucking jumping up on the fucking desk of fucking Xavier's fucking desk, obviously, and fucking threatening him and fucking throwing blades.
She was supposed to be Spike in X-Men Evolution, right?
Yes. That's why they love the episode where Spike goes kind of vigilante. That's Marrow. That's Marrow in the Gene Nation. Because Spike was created for Evolution, and then they adopted Marrow, and that's why he went to live with the Morlocks. because I don't know if you know what makes Marrow, what Marrow's significance is in the X-Men mythos is, but so you're aware of the Mutant Massacre, right? When Sinister's Marauders like genocided him, okay, and you're aware that Gambit unwittingly didn't know that's what he was setting up, right?
Yeah.
Well, supposedly when Gambit was setting it up, he didn't know. When he figured out what had happened, because Gambit was shown pointing them there in the sewers, he was a shadow figure, but then he was never in the fight. Well, when he seen what they were going to do, he tried to help. And the only thing he could do to kind of help his conscience for it in a bit was save a little girl Morlock. And the little girl Morlock he saved was Marrow. Yes. And so that's part of why Marrow's jacked up, was that when she was like little girl, she was like 7 or 8 years old. When she was that age, she's seen all her people and her family and everybody genocided. Like very much what Magneto talks about, Marrow witnessed too. But then I fell in love with her when they revamped her. But in truth, the revamp isn't there. Because I think it was Matt Fraction who did the revamp, and Matt Fraction admitted. He was like, no, he's like, I'm filling in parts of Marrow's personality. He's like with comic book Tank Girl. And he did add comic book Tank Girl to her personality and aesthetic. And I really did like her more, because there's a cool frame where she's talking about music. Like in X-Force issue 1, she's monologuing and she's talking about music the whole time. She's like, yeah, this and this and this. And she's like, it's this point, like where the story's going to climax. And she's like, everybody's got a song. She's like, in me, she's like, you want to know what my music is? And then you see her like take off this mask that's like dampening her powers. And she turns this like crazy spiked up looking Mortal Kombat monster. And she's like, violence is my music, baby. And then she just starts cutting everyone up. And I just love that frame. Like, I totally relate, like I said, why she's punk rock. That frame, she's like, violence is my music, baby. And I'm like, yeah. But there's a handful of characters to me. They're undoubtedly punk rock. Marrow, Kid Omega, no doubts. Easily Kid Omega. We're going to take Pixie just because. But in truth, most of the 80s X-Men were punk rock, because Chris Claremont, I respect, as a punk rocker. Look at Rogue. Look at Storm. Look at those 80s X-Men. Storm is, like, that's when I do finally get a tattoo of Storm, because I do want a tattoo of Storm, I'm still going to get fucking punk rock Storm with the mohawk and the leather jacket. I want to cosplay that Storm, and not silly, like not jokingly, like I'll have Sarah do my fucking makeup fucking good, I'll buy the fucking white contacts, I'll fucking hairspray up my mohawk and turn it white. Like, I absolutely, Storm's the best leader the X-Men ever had. Cyclops is my favorite. Cyclops is my favorite. If I have to pick a leader to choose under X-Men wise, I'm going to serve under Emma, because I'm a sub like that. But fucking,
sounds how you really feel.
But fucking Storm is literally the best leader. Storm is the best leader.
How so? I don't think I'm ready with her as the leader.
What saved Storm for me was AVX too. When AVX, I love that frame when the Avengers meet and they're like, we are at war with the X-Men, and they show all the Avengers look at the 3 fucking X-Men who are Avengers too. They look at Beast, fucking Storm, Wolverine. Yeah, kind of like the hey, it's Black History Month, and everyone looks at the black kid. Like, yeah, it's totally that. They're like, hey, they're like, we're at war with the X, so we are officially, Captain America's like, we're officially at war with the X-Men. Look at all the X-Men, and I love it. Storm doesn't say a word. She just puts her hands on the table, she stands up, she walks to the door, and flies out the window. And I was just like, oh my God, that's what you expect Logan to be. And when she did that, that saved her for me. She lost her marriage, she lost the Wakanda kingdom, but she just came back and was like, this is family. And they even told her, like, your family's over there in Wakanda now, this and that. And she's like, shut the fuck up and don't give me that shit. You know who I am. And they're like, all right, let's do this. You know, so Storm for me, Storm, I love Storm. I absolutely respect Storm. I wish the movies portrayed her better. So Genesis, guys?
Yep.
Let's do this. I got that. I'll get that.